Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in and joining the revolution. My name is C.M. Burnham alongside Travis Falhart. We broadcast tonight from Denton, Texas, the Apogee Stadium, where we're going to combine football and professional wrestling as it is Saturday Night Lights, hosted by Matt Stryker. Now we've got some great matches lined up for you tonight, including, for the first time ever, Lance Hoyt takes on Jack Swagger. It's Oklahoma versus Texas.
And we all know that when Oklahoma faces Texas, the big old state of Texas will prevail.
We also are going to see tag team action as Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Ho, and Flex Serba, along with Miranda Gordy, the daughter of Terry Bam Bam Gordy, take on Devastation Reborn.
And Alpharad will be right there at ringside, but we also have NILES, PLONK, and TEGO coming up right now. Let's get over to Matt Stryker.
Before we take you that 50-yard line, let's go there under the scoreboard. NILES PLONK making his way into the ring. The wine master, the connoisseur.
Wine connoisseur, don't call him a master.
Well, that's what Matt Stryker said, so I'm just repeating his announcement there. But NILES PLONK, a highly cultured individual, a person who considers himself to be
definitely not on the same level as the Texas people here. He would consider himself above the Texas folk.
That's what I was trying to drive at without being quite so rude about it, but that's okay. But it's going to be a real clash of cultures here as you have upper class NILES PLONK and you have a man who's a street dancer, street soldier.
You're going to call him lower class? Is that what you're going to go for?
I never said that.
You didn't, but you were on the verge of it there.
Well, I didn't say lower. He's just a different class, and he's going to get the step in here. One half of the Step Brothers, TEGO, making his way into the ring right now. There you see TEGO always here to have a bunch of fun with the crowd and to entertain.
Let's get something straight right now. Anytime that you take on NILES PLONK, you are definitely lower in class when it comes to Mr. NILES PLONK.
I don't know that TEGO has ever really been too concerned about whether he's above or below the class of individual that he's in the ring with. All he wants to make sure of is that he comes out victorious, and he will have a stiff challenge here in the form of NILES PLONK.
You feel the energy around us right now? I mean, look at this. This is incredible. Saturday Night Lights right now, right here in Denton, Texas.
This is an amazing turnout for the world-class Revolution talent that bring this show here.
Look at the fans here. They're loving this right now.
And this match now underway as NILES PLONK and TEGO are looking to show the football fans here how professional wrestlers tear things up inside that ring. All right, collar double tie up leading into a hammerlock by NILES PLONK. TEGO,
Mr. NILES PLONK, get that right.
An innovative way to get out of that move and into a standing wrist lock.
And now you look at that, goes back through, breaks it with his foot, and now drop toe takes down the lower class citizen known as TEGO.
Why do you have to call him a lower class citizen?
Because when it comes to NILES PLONK, I said this less than 5 minutes ago, Burnham. Did you clean the earwax out this morning? Anytime anybody faces NILES PLONK, you are automatically of a lower class than he is.
Well, right now, TEGO is showing NILES PLONK it doesn't matter what class he is, as he's using that amateur background to take PLONK down. PLONK again, though, sticking to a lot of this chain wrestling style, trying perhaps to go for a German suplex, but TEGO going to move his way up and around, both feet into the chest, kicks PLONK away. And a drop kick takes PLONK's feet out from underneath him. TEGO off the ropes. Sit down drop kick as well.
That's not how you treat a man of class. What's wrong with you, TEGO? You should know better than this.
TEGO, look out, TEGO. gonna go for the worm.
Worst variation of the worm ever.
And then just a drop down splash, and it gets about 2 out of it, and PLONK bailing backwards into the corner, calling for it to look, PLONK calling for a timeout.
Somewhere Scott Taylor was extremely disappointed in that worm.
I will admit it was not perhaps the best rendition of it, but it still was effective enough.
It's effective enough to get over in the corner as Niles PLONK is putting the boots to the back.
Now PLONK taking that momentary opportunity to recover, and now
stomping of the grapes.
Yep, stomp the grapes to make the wine as PLONK turns his nose up at the assembled fans here. And TEGO trying to fire back. A couple of shots to the midsection, but just not really terribly effective right now.
Absolutely not. Niles PLONK in complete and total control of TEGO. As we see now, PLONK bringing him back to his feet and picks him up just to put him right back down. Look at that. The man of class, the man of stature. Uncork it, spin, and drop the elbow to perfection.
And only gets a 1 out of it. Oh, and PLONK is hot. PLONK is hot, referee James Beard.
PLONK, you got it. No, don't worry about idiotic officials. Remember, he's lower than you. He's lower than you.
PLONK going to take TEGO and introduce him into the turnbuckle.
Now he's going to introduce him to his buddy, the next turnbuckle.
And now driving those shoulders into the midsection of TEGO. Of course, TEGO, generally a tag team wrestler along with his tag team partner Jermaine. And I got to wonder if perhaps that normality of tag team wrestling, as we get another pinfall attempt here with a 2. The normality of TEGO being able to rely upon a tag team partner to switch in and out of, I wonder if perhaps that's affecting him in this one-on-one competition against Niles PLONK.
Of course it is. I mean, you can't expect a tag team guy to be able to step right back into a singles mode. That's not how it works here, Burnham. You know that better than anybody. If you're a tag team specialist, that is exactly what you are, a specialist in tag team. Niles PLONK doesn't rely on anybody but himself to get the job done, just as he's doing right now with this perfectly placed rear chin lock, dragging down, taking out TEGO right now, as we see the arm drop twice. One more time, and this is over. Or maybe that was twice there.
Oh, there we go.
Sorry, I was drinking a little bit. I was drinking a little bit of that wine.
I saw you bring that in, and you got to save that till after the show.
No, PLONK told me to try it now. He said it's an exquisite taste, and so I had to. Leave me alone.
TEGO firing up here, pushing the forearms to the face. TEGO finding that second win. Oh, but a big elbow smash knocks TEGO down, and PLONK quick to follow up. Hooking TEGO, going to take him over. Cradle suplex. Referee in position 2. And only 2 again.
Referee, come on now.
And PLONK beginning to lose a little bit of the control of that temper of his as he just drives those right hands into the side of the head of TEGO.
Yeah, don't mistake his chivalry for being a weakness. No, Niles PLONK can get down and dirty when he needs to. And right now, he's ascending to the heavens. That's what he's calling for. He's calling for that cork elbow drop from the top.
And PLONK looking to position himself. If he connects with this, it could very well be over, but nobody home as TEGO rolls out of the way. PLONK connecting with the elbow to the mat, sending all kinds of pain up and down.
PLONK's up. Don't you worry about it.
PLONK is up, but he is not 100% as TEGO blocks the right hand and delivers another. PLONK tries again. Same result. Block and redeliver. TEGO now with left hands of his own. Jab after jab after jab. He's doing the floss, and he takes down Niles PLONK.
Dumbest thing ever. That was right next to his worm.
TEGO all over the place. Now spin wheel kick. And PLONK has no idea where in the ring he is. Seems like everywhere he goes, TEGO is right there to meet him. Corner to corner Irish whip, high elevation. And PLONK crashes to the mat.
Where in the ring is Niles PLONK? Oh, I'm sorry. You put I told you.
Please don't ever do that again, Travis.
I'm telling you, this wine's got me feeling a little funny.
Look out. TEGO looked like he was about to go for eat defeat.
Oh, he
PLONK blocked it.
Yes, he did.
From behind, he'll float over. Oh, here he goes again. And boom, eat defeat. As TEGO rolls him up and gets a free count. A tremendous opening match for us tonight as TEGO reigns victorious in this one-on-one confrontation against NILES PLONK. Once again proving it doesn't matter what class of society you're from, as long as you come in with heart and determination, you could easily pull out a victory.
Yeah. So he gets his victory. It's all right. But you know what? We still got some good wine that we can share later, PLONK. So not all hope is lost.
And we've got some great matches still to come, including, for the first time ever, Lance Hoyt, Jack Swagger. It's Texas versus Oklahoma.
Texas is better.
And I'm sure I know which side the fans are going to be on in this one. But coming up next, tag team action, Devastation Reborn, Prince Mahali and Rashid Ali with Al-Farad take on Hacksaw Duggan and Flex Zerba with Miranda Gordy. That's coming up after this.
Here they come, accompanied by Al-Farad, Prince Mahali, and Rashid Ali.
Prince Mahali, Rashid Ali, together with their mentor, Al-Farad, the Crimson, used to be called the Crimson Prince, now he's the Arab legend, and Farad just look at him shoving the fans out of the way. Is Farad?
They're in his way.
Well, why don't you just use the normal entrance? Why do you have to go over the railing like that? He's obviously not really prepared to do that. Nonetheless,
Wait a minute.
did you see the way he tumbled over that?
It doesn't matter how he got over there. The fact is he's there.
Al-Farad and his charge is Prince Mahali, Rashid Ali.
Are accompanied to the ring by the daughter of the fabulous Freebird, Terry Gordy, Miranda Bam Bam Gordy, at a total combined weight of 600 pounds from the
Matt Striker getting in on that a little too heavy there.
Matt Striker really excited, and let me tell you, I can tell you from personal experience, Al-Farad and Hacksaw Jim Duggan have a long history between them. They cannot stand each other, and it's probably good for Al-Farad that he's not going to be an active participant in this tag team match, because I know that Duggan would love to get his hands on Farad one more time. But here we go, in the front there, Miranda Gordy, the daughter of the late Terry Bam Bam Gordy, one of the fabulous Freebirds. And there we see in the blue, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, together with Flex Zerba. And they are going to provide the competition for Devastation Reborn tonight. And I think it's going to be no secret who the crowd is going to be supporting in this particular match.
Absolutely. Everybody knows that you have to support greatness, and that would be none other than Prince Mahali and Rashid Ali with Al-Farad.
How as an American can you sit there and say that, Travis?
What are you talking about? I just because I'm an American doesn't mean that I don't appreciate great athleticism. And let's face it, we're looking at great athleticism with Rashid Ali and Prince Mahali. And then on the other side, you've got a living legend, a history maker there, and you got Flex Zerba.
Well,
you tell me.
I think that the fact that Hacksaw Jim Duggan has had such an incredibly storied career, the winner of the very first Royal Rumble,
Absolutely.
a Hall of Famer, and Flex Zerba, an individual who has certainly put together a tremendous win-loss record for himself and created a brand specific to himself.
Oh, yeah.
In World Class Revolution.
A brand that saw him get pummeled by Scott Steiner not too long ago. Okay. You're right. He put together a great brand.
I think that perhaps Zerba saw that he was making a mistake, challenging Scott Steiner, as most people tend to do.
No, he did the most idiotic thing that you can imagine, which is issue an open challenge. And what happened? What happened to him, Bernard? You tell me.
Scott Steiner answered the challenge as he was, and Scott Steiner ended up victorious.
100%. There was no way he wasn't gonna. I mean, look at Flex Zerba.
Hold on. Mahali over talking to Matt Striker. Let's see what that has to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've just been told Prince Mahali personally says if you do not stop chanting USA, he will raise the gas prices.
What? No, he can't do that. Why would anybody? He doesn't. That's not how it works. You can't do that.
Why not? Why can't he do that?
There's a whole committee. There's people that have to approve. No, fans should not listen to him. And I hope that they continue to chant USA because there's no way he has 100% personal control over gas prices. Mahali's delusional if he thinks that.
Really? I would think not.
Start this match.
I mean, he does come from the land that we receive our foreign oil from.
But he's one person. He can't control it all by himself.
He's not just a person. It's in his name. He's a prince.
One person.
He's Prince.
All right. Well, be that as
say it with me. He's
yes,
Prince.
he is Prince Mahali.
Exactly.
You know, maybe that's his name. I don't know.
Well, duh, it's his name. That's who Matt Stryker just introduced, you moron.
Fans, we're going to step aside. We're going to pick one man from each team, and we're going to come back with this match after this. All right, the bell has rung. We are underway. It will be Hacksaw Jim Duggan for his team, and apparently Prince Mahali, who thankfully has decided that we're going to be able to pay the same at the pump that we always have. And immediately Mahali to the outside, and a last-minute huddle up with the other members of Devastation Reborn.
It's a group effort here.
Well, they know very well, Mahali and Farrat for sure know just how dangerous and resilient Hacksaw Jim Duggan can be.
And then he has Flex Zerba.
Well,
that's it. That's all we need to know. That we don't need to know anything else. Don't try to curry favor with him. See, he's a great cheerleader. That's a good man right there. He should not be doing anything except cheerleading because it gets him into trouble like it did with Scott Steiner, which, if you missed that, by the way, you can go visit past episodes on our Patreon starting at just $4.99 a month where you get exclusive matches, you can also get our weekly television program, and much more, and it just starts at $4.99. That's less than other networks.
It's a great value. It's the best value in professional wrestling these days. And I know that you're going to want to go, if you've missed any world-class action, go check out the Patreon starting just $4.99 a month. And you can see exactly what happened with Scott Steiner and Flex Zerba. Yeah, okay. Here we go. Irish whip now, reversed by Duggan on Mahali, Mahali taken down with a big clothesline. A couple of clotheslines by Duggan. Duggan laying out those hand bones. Let me tell you, those.
Oh, hey.
I told you Duggan wanted to get his hands on Farrat.
No,
Farrat should not have been up on the ring apron to put himself in that position.
Well, Duggan shouldn't have laid out Farrat. Farrat didn't do anything.
If Farrat
did not do anything,
I swear, then Farrat should stay on the ground.
I swear, you are a committee of people of excuses. I swear, it is absolutely ridiculous.
Duggan, a one-man wrecking crew here, taking on all of Devastation Reborn by himself. As referee Nick Chin tries to get the order back in here. Okay, we're back to Duggan and Mahali. Again, collar and elbow tie-up as Duggan with the arm wringer on Mahali. And Duggan says, let's go ahead and take Flex Zerba and get him in here. As Zerba now tagged in.
Now see, they had a great advantage, and I don't understand why he wanted to get rid of that
I don't understand why you're trying to devalue Flex Zerba besides the one single isolated incident with Scott Steiner. Flex Zerba.
Oh no, this ain't an isolated incident.
Good. Oh, what? Alfarad from the outside.
What do you mean, well, from the outside?
Well, that's where he was.
No, he wasn't. He was on the outside, but why are you getting on his case? What did he do?
Because he tripped Flex Zerba.
No. Flex Zerba, and I know this just because of his previous experience, he's just clumsy. He tripped over the mat. He tripped over the mat.
Well, fans, you can judge this for yourself. You can just rewind the DVR and check to see which of us is correct. Because Nick Chin...
Or better yet, don't waste your time because you can always fast forward it and go right past the Flex Zerba part.
Even Duggan upset with the referee here.
Oh yeah, please touch the referee. It'll get him disqualified. That's smart thinking, you senile fool. Get back out there.
All right, Devastation Reborn now going to corner Zerba in their area here as we tag Rashid Ali in, and now some double team maneuvers. Irish whip by both members of Devastation Reborn. Nice double elbow puts Zerba down. Ali with the pinfall, 1 and maybe 2, but Zerba up and reaching for that tag. You can see Duggan in his corner. He's just got to get over there.
Yeah, you know, and the way to do that is you just put one foot in front of the other and you walk to your corner. That's what you do. That's how you get over there.
Ali now really working over that left arm of Zerba, but Zerba Fires back a couple of shots in the midsection, and Ali, I believe, yanked the tights to pull Zerba down, but nonetheless only was able to get a 2 count. And Ali now going for the key lock.
Do you have the key to open that lock?
I do not. I'm not a professional wrestler.
That's right, you're
claim
not.
to be.
No, you are not. And honestly, Flex can barely say that about himself.
Flex Zerba has had a long and storied career. I think about almost 15 years in this business.
Oh, 15 years, and look where it got him. He started at the bottom, and that's where he stayed.
Zerba off the ropes, but runs straight into a big clothesline from Ali. And Zerba not able to fight his way out of the enemy territory as Ali pushing Zerba over that second rope. And now look out, camera's in great position. There's Al Farad, quick to punch it, to shoot a punch into the side of the head of Zerba, and a tag. Here comes Prince Mahali.
You can't be getting mad at Al Farad because he simply was just trying to stretch and Zerba was in his way. He was simply trying to stretch and Zerba was in his way.
You would rather climb a tree in order to lie than stand on the ground and tell the truth, wouldn't you, Travis?
Thanks, Grandpa. I appreciate you giving me the lecture today. You gonna feed me some of your world-famous chocolate chip cookies and milk too?
No, but apparently Ali is going to feed Zerba some of that mat as he slams his head straight into it. Now tags Mahali back in.
Zerba and Duggan looked like they were feasting on those cookies earlier too. Did you try those at catering, by the way? They were excellent.
No, I didn't. I'm trying to cut back.
Oh, okay.
Mahali now rolls over Zerba with hooks the leg, 2.
Well, they were sugar-free, FYI.
I was not aware of that. I'll try to remember that for the next time. Oh, look out. It may be time for a magic carpet ride. Mahali positioning Zerba, going to go upstairs.
Just kidding, by the way. There's no such thing as a good sugar-free cookie. But nevertheless, I do see going to the top here, it's going to feel like a whole new world as we see Mr. Mahali is up top. He's going on a magic carpet right now.
And he crashes and burns, as so often seems to be the case when he grabs that carpet. And now, Zerba desperately needs to make it to his corner, but he's a long ways away. And Zerba using every bit of energy left in his body to drag himself over. Zerba dives and makes the tag. Here comes Duggan. Mahali makes the tag to Ali, and Duggan ready to go. Big soup bone, ham bone, and boom, down goes Mahali. Boom, down goes Ali as well.
Why are you saying boom? That could be offensive to these guys, so stop it, Burnham.
Both men ramming their heads together, and Zerba...
They did not ram their heads together. Duggan did that.
That's what I'm saying.
No, you said they rammed their heads together. That's what you said.
Both men now being collided together by Zerba and Duggan. 3-point stance, huge clothesline from Duggan. Zerba off the ropes, diving splash, referee right there, and it's a 3 count.
Here are your winners, with Miranda Bang Flex Zerba, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Well, I think it's been proven, if it wasn't true before, that Flex Zerba is way more...
Oh, wait.
Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Oh, Al's hot. Al Farad is hot. Is he pointing at Miranda Gordy?
Did you just say...
And Gordy just with a forearm takes down Al Farad. Miranda Gordy has leveled Al Farad in the middle of the ring.
Miranda Gordy, Flex Zerba, and good old Hacksaw Jim.
It got a little hot up in here, didn't it, Burnham?
I think it did. And the point I was trying to make, Flex Zerba way more than just a cheerleader. He is the man who scored the pin there. And Hacksaw Jim Duggan, of course, quite important to the victory in that match as well, as Devastation Reborn run away, scurry away, like the rats that
They are not running. Look at that. They are simply walking.
They're walking really quickly.
Doesn't matter. They're walking, not running.
To get away from Duggan and Zerba, and probably to get away from Miranda Gordy as well, to try and regroup and refocus for their next match together. And a great signal there from the Hall of Famer as Hacksaw Jim Duggan greets the fans. Fans, our main event coming up next. next after this.
That's right. It is going to be the war between Texas and Oklahoma. The Red River rivalry continues tonight in the form of Jack Swagger versus the Big Texan, Lance Hoyt.
Fans, next week, more amazing world-class action. Ladies in the house as ROBYN REID takes on SAHARA 7. We also are going to see another big one-on-one match. Finally, Retro Randy Price gets the revolutionary title shot that he deserves. Can he take the title away from Damon Windsor?
And of course, in our main event next week, it will be the Von Erichs and Iceman King Parsons taking on the Aero Club. Only this time, we have Tatanka as a member of the club again.
And don't forget, Lacey Von Erich will be in the corner of her cousins. But right now, Oklahoma versus Texas, Lance Hoyt, Jack Swagger. Let's go to the ring.
The next contest is scheduled for one fall. Accompanied by Catalina Swagger. He says that the mean green ain't so mean. The Oklahoma Sooner, Jack Swagger.
Well, as if the Oklahoma-Texas rivalry wasn't just big enough on its own on paper here.
Yeah, Matt Stryker gave himself a wonderful intro there. I hope he gives Lance Hoyt a better entrance than that.
And Jack Swagger really playing it up.
Oh, hello.
But there you
How
see
are you?
accompanying the Oklahoma native, and Swagger wasting no time.
He must have dated that girl when she was in Texas, because there ain't Oklahoma women that look like that.
Well, Swagger, along with his wife there, is making his way to the ring. Of course, seen her here in World Class before, back when Swagger was the World Class champion. But Swagger really playing up the Oklahoma traditions here and the rivalry with Texas, making sure that it's clear that
Yeah, see,
well,
you actually...
Swagger a little bit confused as to
Why she slapped... Like I said, he must have picked her up when she was still in Texas.
Okay, well, Swagger putting her in her place, I guess you can say.
She can put me in my place anytime. Look at that. Whoa. Oh, be still my heart.
Great camera work from our world-class operating crew here.
You know what? As a matter of fact, speaking as a native Texan myself here, if we want to actually take that camera off of Swagger right now and just keep it on his lovely wife, we can do that for this entire match, for all I care. Just a nice, helpful hint there for the guys in the truck.
As much as we're enjoying the scenery here, it's going to be real serious as soon as this match starts, as Swagger and Lance Hoyt have never faced each other before. They're both world caliber athletes. And this will be a tremendous first-time encounter. But Swagger with the OU
Oh,
symbol.
my Lord. What is wrong with this spooner up in here?
Well, Swagger very proud of his Oklahoma heritage. And
Sitting over here has something to say.
well,
you sucks! Oh, you... So, I'm sorry.
the Texas assembled here, making it very clear their feelings towards that university in Norman.
Just say no.
No, we don't.
Yes, you do.
Simple words from Jack Swagger.
Sorry, I felt like I had a tickle in my throat there.
I think we all heard that.
What do you think about Texas? His opponent from Dallas, Texas, an international superstar, Big Lance Hoyt.
So now, let's get something clear right now. Burnham, I know you and I see our eye-to-eye differences every now and mostly every time. Mostly. But for this night right here, right now, you and I, well, I don't know how we're going to fare off against one another because I'm from Texas, so I can't really be rooting for Jack Swagger, as great of an athlete as he is. And I mean that wholeheartedly, even from the pathetic state of Oklahoma. But this is a guy that you can't root against.
It's been proven on our world-class television show in episodes past, Lance Hoyt came inches away on not one but at least 2 occasions from winning the Revolutionary Championship from Damon Windsor.
Oh, he was doing us all a favor there.
Well, gonna give a little impromptu bath to Jack Swagger, but Lance Hoyt...
I see. Well, I meant another Swagger, but okay. Trying to cut off the American Psycho here.
Hey, North Texas, how y'all doing tonight? I'm loving that score, 46-23. You kicked their butts, yeah? How about I take this Okie Sooner and kick his butt just like y'all did tonight?
Well, there you go. That's my boy.
Let me hear you say, me green. All Jack, I'm about to kick your butt, baby.
Lance Hoyt very, very confident. We're about to see the first time ever Swagger and Hoyt when we come back.
Clobbering time.
All right, we are back here, main event time. Lance Hoyt versus Jack Swagger. The territorial boundaries have been drawn. First time ever, and Hoyt here to defend the honor of Texas against Jack Swagger, who's made it quite clear he's a proud Oklahoman.
I don't know how you can have the words proud and Oklahoma in the same sentence, but I guess you can pull it off.
It does happen every once in a while. Both these men world traveled, both these men internationally accomplished. Swagger, of course, a former world heavyweight champion. Hoyt, so much success around in Japan, around the United States. It's amazing to me that these two have never managed to run into each other in the ring prior to this. And Hoyt, they call him the American Psycho, not just because it's a cool nickname, but because he is just a little bit off center. He's immediately grabbed the chair.
Well, he may be the American Psycho, but tonight we can especially call him the Texan Psycho because he is looking to make some strong work done to Jack Swagger here. Oh, look at that. I'm so glad that you know how to pick up some steps. Oh, my, okay. Well,
Once again, I really love the camera work that you're doing there.
I know, he really did chase some tail there for a second, didn't he?
Well, Catalina's serving her purpose.
And she can serve my purpose. Oh, I'm sorry, I said that out loud.
And Swagger getting a little bit, the fans here getting a little bit underneath his skin as he makes his way back into the ring to officially start this match. Well, a bit of a kiss for good luck.
Oh, I bet that is the best kind of luck you can get. The only thing that I'm proud to say for Swagger right now, he may be from Oklahoma, but he's got a redeeming quality right there, and that is her. I'll tell you that right now.
All right, Hoyt and Swagger gonna tear this ring up here once they get underway. All right, collar and elbow tie up, and immediately Swagger with a knee to the midsection gonna push Hoyt back into the corner, and a big overhand chop, and Hoyt doesn't even register it.
Yeah, Hoyt didn't register that at all. Much like Arkansas didn't register what happened to them yesterday when that North Texas play. The kid took off and he made them think that the play was dead. And they scored a touchdown off that to win the eventual game, 44 points, man. He's making Swagger gonna look absolutely ridiculous as Arkansas did. And they're right next door to the state of Oklahoma, so I guess that means they're somewhat connected.
Well, we don't really like to say that here. As an Oklahoman, I don't really like to make any type of connection with Arkansas. Nonetheless,
You sure about that? I thought there was an old saying in Oklahoma. What is it? You know, like at least 10 million people, 15 last names?
no, that's. And anyway, Swagger here trying to show some, or attempt to cross some bridges here. He goes over and shakes Nick Chin's hand.
That's the only. Yeah, it's the only thing you're gonna get is a handshake by Nick Chin. You are not. Is he serious
Chin's
right now?
from Missouri, so maybe it's different there. But
From Missouri?
my parents were from Missouri. Thank you.
Oh, so that explains their look too, right? Doesn't it?
I knew I shouldn't have brought that up. Nonetheless, Swagger trying to convince the crowd here that it is good intentions.
Yeah, guess what, Swagger? Better luck next time. This crowd doesn't like you, much like I don't like your Oklahoma Sooners.
And Swagger now to the outside, gonna go up and he's calling for the microphone.
Shut your mouth, pal.
Yeah, because that's gonna get them to be quiet.
Now got carried away, much like you get carried away with food.
Okay, so he's resorted to fat jokes here, right?
You need to get carried away with your toothpaste.
I think he was referring to you there, Barney.
Hey. Swagger questioning the dental hygiene of some of our fans.
Well, I definitely can't question the hygiene on Catalina right now. I mean, look at that floss on the top there. I'm just saying.
It's
a distraction. Leave me alone.
It really is. Okay. Swagger now.
Distraction
making
is
his
best
way
form.
Back into the ring as Lance Hoyt has perched himself on the top turnbuckle, just waiting for Swagger to get done insulting the fans and make his way back. And now Hoyt even offering the handshake. Okay. Are we going to have a...
Please don't do that. Sir. Come on, Lance.
Are you going to have a meeting of the minds? All right. Handshake done. And
Yeah.
both of them. Okay, and Swagger's like, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. Here we go.
What?
Oh, gonna put a little spin on it. You know about that, Travis? That's kind of like your
Yeah, it's my dog.
That's right.
Yeah, there's a problem though. You're doing this to Lance Hoyt.
Yeah.
You're an Oklahoman, and you're doing this to a Texan. I got some big news for you, Jack Swagger. This means absolutely nothing at this point in time. You can do all the tilting, the twirling.
Oh, and a big roundhouse from Swagger.
I told him not to do it. Can't trust those Oklahoma Spooners. Besides, that whole school's made up of Texans anyway.
Swagger with the Irish whip, but immediately runs to a shoulder block, and the American Psycho now gonna live up to his name as he is dragging Swagger all around the ring, introducing him up close and personal to all four turnbuckles. Yeah! The big Lance Hoyt is on the go as Swagger has no idea what just hit him.
Well, I can tell him if he'd like to. About 4 turnbuckles did.
And Hoyt now gonna mount up. Hoyt gonna rain down a little bit of Texas brutality.
1,
on the forehead
2,
of Swagger.
3,
We can count
4,
on.
5, 6.
Oh, and look at Catalina up there. Catalina begging Lance Hoyt off.
Oh, I wish Catalina would beg something to me.
Oh, look at
Oh, my.
Oh, they're gonna get. Oh, really? She gonna try to go get up close and personal with Lance Hoyt?
Lance would never put his hands
No, he would
on
never
her.
put his hands on her,
No.
but I don't think that's what he's intending right here.
Oh, wait.
I have a feeling he's got something else.
Is he going to make me extremely jealous right now?
Oh, well, they have intended to from behind, though. Catalina doing exactly what she's best at, serving as a distraction, and Jack Swagger blindsides Lance Hoyt and puts the boots all over him.
I mean, I guess you got to hand it to Swagger. He did pick the right tool to be in his corner.
Well, the husband and wife team here who know each other very, very well, and it's very clear.
Well, of course they know each other very well. Burn, their husband and wife.
It's very clear that they have worked these type of plans out ahead of time as Swagger really jaw-jacking with Lance Hoyt. I really think he needs to focus more on the physicality like that rather than running his mouth, because it doesn't seem to get him very far with the verbal diminishing that he's trying to put to Lance Hoyt.
Now, I will say this. As much as I may disagree with Swagger's stance here, you can't take away, as a beautiful vertical suplex is applied, you can't take away the athleticism of Jack Swagger. Former All-American from the University of Oklahoma Spooners. You got to give him at least a little bit of credit there.
There is 100% great physical attributes there for Jack Swagger as for Lance Hoyt. You're right, you can't deny that. And right now, Swagger putting on a tremendous display of a lot of those physical abilities, but also, as often has been the case with much of his career, utilizing those rules and finding out ways to circumvent and break them.
Well, he's a former world champion. Matter of fact, he beat a living legend to win his first world title on top of that. But he's in hostile territory right now. Although he may be in hostile territory right now, he does have the advantage.
Swagger trying to rain down those chops, but that brief pause to warm up just a bit too much gave American Psycho Lance Hoyt the opportunity to fight out of the corner.
Irish Texas Psycho for once.
Reversed by Swagger, who forces Hoyt so hard into the corner that he almost took himself out of the picture with it. He may have done some damage to his wrist in that particular move.
Could very well be. This may be what Swagger was hoping for as we see Hoyt try to regain.
Hoyt on the outside, and once again, Catalina gonna get a couple of shots in, a couple of love taps, if you will, in.
Oh, she can love tap. No, excuse me.
And
I'm
again,
I'm sorry.
you gotta be careful there.
I know, I'm sorry, and I'm
I'd
sure
hate to have you
Swagger's
have to
gonna
go
be-
meet human resources in the morning. Snapmare here by Jack Swagger as he's going to tie up Hoyt's arms. I can't imagine he would expect to get a submission out of Lance Hoyt, but we do know that Swagger is a submission specialist. He's got that ankle lock in his repertoire.
Yeah, he calls it the Patriot lock, though. Get it right, Burnham. Again, while I may side on different sides of the field with Swagger, pun intended, I would have to say he's still a great athlete. So you got to give him that. A submission technician as it is, as he goes right there with a knee to the gut to stop the momentum from building and slams Lance Hoyt to the canvas.
Swagger, very, very cocky at this point.
You think he's calling for a Swagger bomb coming?
Well, he's not really in position to do so at this point. He really needs to turn Hoyt around, and that's
there you go.
what he's doing, dragging him close to that corner.
I think he heard you.
Now maybe he's going to look for that Swagger bomb. As again, taunting the assembled Texas masses here at Apogee Stadium. As Swagger looking to make OU proud. As here we go, off, bounce on the ropes, come down, but nobody home the way he wanted it there. Instead, greeted by the boots of Lance Hoyt.
The mean green boots of Lance Hoyt placed right in the face of that bomb, just like the Sooners did.
And no matter what Swagger seems able to do here, he keeps running into the feet and elbows of Lance Hoyt, who is 100% ready now to catch Swagger. He's just waiting for Swagger to get up off of his knees. You can see Hoyt taunting, and you can see Hoyt waiting in position. Big running shoulder tackle, takes down Swagger. Big clothesline, same effect. Up and down goes Hoyt with Swagger. Off the ropes, diving splash, hooks the leg. 1, 2, and only 2.
This is the momentum that we were talking about that Lance Hoyt would need. Lance Hoyt needing that momentum, and he definitely got it. He's picked it up and kicked it into the next gear.
Now Lance Hoyt can feel it. He can sense that he could potentially be moments away as he's calling for a choke slam on Jack Swagger. Can he get a man the size of Jack Swagger up and down? I mean, Hoyt's a tremendously powerful individual.
Exactly.
Swagger is a big man, and again, Catalina going to try to cause the distraction, perhaps save her man as she has done so many times in this match. And there we go. There's the Patriot lock. Swagger with the Patriot lock.
This is bad, Lance. You're going to need to get to that bottom rope pretty quickly.
Look at Swagger's positioning there with Hoyt. Hoyt is dead center in the middle of the ring. And as big of a man as he is, that reach will only go so far. If Swagger can sit down on this Patriot lock, right, find those legs around Hoyt's legs, it's pretty much a matter of time before that submission is going to have to come.
Yeah, but you know Lance Hoyt, he's not a quitter. He ain't giving up. As a matter of fact, he reverses out of it.
Good move there by Hoyt. And a double clothesline, both men down.
What a matchup here this week on World Class Wrestling.
It's a cliche, but it's so true. This could be a main event anywhere in the world, and we've got it for you right here on World Class Television. This is the type of action you get each and every week. We thank you for tuning in here and following us as we are hoping now to be able to follow this match to its conclusion. Catalina cheering on her husband, but big Lance Hoyt up to his feet first.
Well, you know that whoever wins this is a lot.
What's Catalina doing here? Catalina literally pulling the hair of Lance Hoyt.
Is she tying his hair?
Well, she's clawing at his head for sure.
As I
can't imagine how much. Nick Chin's thrown her out. Chin has thrown Catalina out.
What, Chin? What are you doing that for?
Well, you can only do so much before Nick Chin, for the referees have had it with this.
Oh no! Now my eyesight is gone. Chin, you are an idiot. No wonder that you don't have a girlfriend yet. You can't stand to see a beautiful woman out here.
Well, I hate to see her go, but I love to watch her leave.
Oh yes,
as Catalina makes
no!
Huge boot by Lance Hoyt in the middle of the ring, and there is the victory that Lance Hoyt wanted for Texas.
Well, I guess we were mentioning it earlier that Catalina had been a distraction, but in this case, the distraction caused her husband to lose the matchup. That momentary distraction that Nick Chin caused by sending her to the back set Swagger up for that big boot delivered by Lance Hoyt that got him the 1-2-3 and defend the Texas honor against Oklahoma here tonight.
And as proud of an Oklahoma native as I am, I gotta say I'm happy to see Lance Hoyt come out victorious in this particular match.
We'll adopt you, maybe.
As Jack Swagger, I'm not sure I want that, but as Jack
I don't think
Swagger
we want you either.
has to understand that all his plans came to naught in this particular match, and he and his wife may have to go through some counseling there as they're not happy with each other. But fans, we've had a tremendous night of action. We saw Niles Planquet and TEGO in our opening contest. When it came to the challenge of classes, we saw a great tag team match with Devastation Reborn against Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Flex Zerba.
And there's still more to come next week for this match.
And this huge, we got all kinds of action still to come across the weeks. Hang on, Matt Striker's in the ring.
The stars at night are big and bright.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
I thought you'd know that
I'm
one.
a New York boy. That's one of the coolest things in the world. Give yourself a round of applause.
Yeah, they don't have cool things like that up in New York, Matt. Sorry.
Oh, hold on, Lance Hoyt's back at the ringside.
He says, he calls that move. The stars at night are big and bright.
Fans, thank you for tuning in. Join us next week when the revolution continues to be televised.